the Eagles tend to play a more tempered style of passing offense. I personally think the Eagles had a good game. They play uniquely. It's not what is consistently regarded as a high standard when it comes to the passing game. But I get the mentality of people using that as a crutch versus that's just the way the Eagles play. And the work that AJ, he's got a pretty long history. He's going to get the ball because you're going to play a bunch of bad defenses during the season, and you're going to play even some good defenses who aren't having a good day. And there's going to be opportunities to make plays, and the numbers are going to be the numbers at the end of the year. So yeah, I don't see much cause for panic.
No, definitely no cause for panic. But I will say that, I mean, John, a lot of people, and this has been very prevalent in the comments and, since the game on Twitter, I've seen it everywhere. A lot of fans speculating that A.J. Brown was still hurt. I put up like a short just from our post-game show of me saying, it doesn't feel like there should ever be a game where A.J. Brown has one target. I know that there's, different things factor in at different games, but A.J. Brown's so damn good. How do you only get one target to him? And a lot of people comment, he's hurt. You could tell the hamstring's a problem. He was out there as a decoy. What are your thoughts on that? Because, we talked about the hamstring at length through training camp. Do you think that was a part of A.J. Brown's game in week 1?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they're very cautious with him. I don't think they'd be pushing him out there as a decoy in week 1 against a team they're probably going to beat, even though it was a little bit closer than it probably should have been. I don't see them pushing that. He told me specifically he was okay. Not that he would tell me he's hurting if he's being used. It's not week 17. Like, if you're telling me it's a playoff game, it's a game you need to get into the playoffs. If it's the Super Bowl, yeah, I could buy that. Week 1, they're going to use him as a decoy just to have him out there. No. Nick brought up the 2022 game with Devontae Smith, who didn't get I forgot if he didn't get a catch in Detroit. And everybody's like, why is Devontae not getting a catch? I forgot if he got a target or not.
No, I don't get a target. I think it was the whole zeros. Remember? Zero catches, 0 targets.
I don't recall, but yeah, it might have been 0 targets. It was certainly 0 catches. And he brought that up again. And the next week he had 6 for 1 whatever and 2 touchdowns. Sometimes, the game goes a certain way, the personality of the game. Last night in Buffalo, you had a shootout. And to play and win that game, you're going to have to throw the football. You're going to have to make big plays. Other games go a different way. The Eagles tend to play a more tempered style of passing offense. I think has no one noticed that at this point? Doesn't mean that's another part of the problem with statistics in football, because when you have, and it's better again exemplified in college, where you have, Arch Manning, he's going to be the number 1 pick. He looks like absolute shit against Ohio State. And then the next week, who did Texas play this week? He's got like 5 touchdowns, against some garbage team. And nobody's looking at the conflation of, he's going to have a lot of 5 touchdown games. And then when he gets up to the few teams that can play, it's more of a struggle. And then people say, what's wrong with Arch Manning? Nothing's wrong with Arch Manning. When you play better competition, it becomes more difficult. And you're going to see that throughout the year, even in the NFL. When you're playing some teams who are up against it defensively, you're going to get good passing numbers, or things are going to be clicking, and AJ's going to put up big numbers. But overall, this is not a high volume passing offense. It hasn't been, it won't be, and it's not going to change.
No, it doesn't have to, because Jalen has the ability that he has. I mean, most quarterbacks can't factor in, putting three receivers on the outside because you can get a one-on-one and running the football and go pick up the first down easily for 4 yards. Most quarterbacks probably can't factor that into their progressions. Jalen does, and it's clear that he relies on that, and I think that's a good thing. So,
and they've had some bad passing games, like Carolina. I always point to that was just bad. Like, I didn't come out of that game, and you can watch, it's posted. You can watch the post-game show. I came out of that game saying, wow, he played a really good game, Jalen Hurts. But it wasn't a high volume passing game. So I don't know. People just have a tough time accepting that.
Good stuff, John. Let's get to some super chats to close out the show today. Appreciate all of our great viewers today. We had a big viewer day today. Thanks, everybody. Over 900 in the chat on YouTube and over 1,500 total across the platform. So appreciate each and every person for watching the show today. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to drop your comments down below here on YouTube. We love interacting with the great people. Dirty Air says, Patulo's first game as OC. Eagles score touchdowns on the first 3 drives and win the game. Quote, he stinks.
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's funny because and Jeff was there, and I told I saw Kevin in the tunnel tunnel after the game, and I just said, and he was happy. I was happy for him. I congratulated him. It wasn't even my mind that people were going to shit on Kevin Patulo after watching that game. I guess that's just part of being the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know, but I do think it's a Madden mentality of people think, it's his job to scheme up all pro receivers. I don't know. Like,
he was fun. Let's see how they develop. Prince, we already got that one. Appreciate you, Prince. M. Martin, member for 10 months. Thank you, M. Martin. He says, if Miami is bad and goes into sell mode, do you think the Eagles go for a player like Jalen Phillips, or are they done at edge with the Smith signing?
Well, that depends on Zadarius Smith. I think they're done if he performs like Zadarius Smith typically performs.
Might also depend on the other guys too, right? I mean, what?
Yeah, well, sure. I think those guys are fine as complementary pieces. I think everything falls into place if Zadarius is his typical self. I think then you're not bringing in Jalen Phillips to be a complementary piece. You're bringing in him to be a starting edge, and that to me would be, obviously that would mean Zadarius A would have to shit the bed, or B, Nolan Smith is probably hurt. So you never say never, but if everything goes to plan, this is it. This is the big move, Zadarius Smith.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miami's a disaster. So, and
they could be selling. That's not a crazy comment. They're crazy thought process.
Jalen Phillips in the Trayvon Walker talk as well. I mean, he's a guy that, because Miami's going to be so bad, but he's got a lot of injury issues in recent years too. So that factors into it.
Good stuff there. A couple more super chats. Nate, the guy, what's up, Nate? He says, J-Mac Izzle, when will they make a decision on Carter? If Jihad wasn't injured, where would he have been drafted? Probably top 15, top 20.
Yeah, he probably would have been in the conversation for being top 15. Definitely top 20, which to me is the worst part of the NFL. It's like he's got to be there week 1. And he ended up being there week 1 anyway. The presumption when he got drafted was he would not be ready for week 1. But like, I don't get that mentality. Like, who cares? It's about, hopefully, if you hit on a player like that, it's about not only your first contract, 5 years, but also you want to get that second contract and have a player 8 to 10 years. Boy, the stupid week 1 mindset. It's like, I'll never get it. But as far as Carter, the Eagles will certainly know today, whether the NFL might not announce it to Tuesday. Jeff brought up a good point. They generally don't like to take eyes away from the games, and they do have a game tonight, so that might factor into it. But the Eagles will know.
Yeah.
They'll give
This
the
is
Eagles
also a day, John, where like all the media, national, local, is all talking about the games of the weekend. So they might not want to damper that either, honestly.
Yeah, and so it might be Tuesday. It could be today. But the Eagles, either way, the Eagles will know. They will. The mentality if they're trying to hurt the Eagles, they will let the Eagles know so the Eagles can get ready to prepare if he's not going to be there.
Curtis becomes a member. Curtis, thank you, brother. Officially entered for the JAKIB giveaways. More updates on that on Zander Time today. Dirty Air says Birds have the best linebackers as a whole in the league. Well, a little early to say that, but they have a chance to be for sure.
Yeah, they have a chance. Yeah, especially if Nakobe comes back. Then
I just don't know where's Nakobe going to go on the field if Jihad continues to play like that. I don't know if he'll get on the field, John.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're going to have that consistent play from Jihad, but we'll see.
I don't either, but I think he does have that upside as a player, and even just that upside might be.
Well, if he plays the way he played in week 1, yeah, he's not coming off the field.
No, he's not. Brian Pump, one more. He says 2 touchdowns was basically all off schedule by the quarterback. Explain to me why Devontae and A.J. Brown got clamped up by Kyer Elam. Offensive coordinator is weak sauce. So Pumper's gone from criticizing Jalen Hurts now, and he's got Kevin Patullo in his sights.
I love the clamped up by Kyer Elam. Matt was running a shitload of cover 2 in quarters, and we're talking about lockdown corners named Kyer Elam.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Pump. Get on Madden. Play quarters. Can you play quarters on Madden?
Yeah, you can play quarters on Madden. I don't play Madden, but I'm pretty sure you can play it.
Well, then you should know the difference between lockdown corners and zone corners. And
right.
You should know mixed match coverages. I don't know how far Madden goes into it, but yeah.
I think you'd be surprised at how far Madden goes.
Hey, guess what?
Guess
what? If A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith need Kevin Patullo to scheme them open, you got big problems. You got big problems if they've regressed to that point. And I don't believe you have big problems.
No, we do not. Good stuff there, Brian Pump. Appreciate all of our super chats today. Appreciate everybody for being here today. Got a great crowd. So hit that like button. Appreciate all of you guys. Johnny Mac, your final thought on this Monday edition. We now prep for week 2. John, Eagles go out to Kansas City, all right, to take on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. John, your final thoughts on a Monday edition.
My final thoughts is we got an apology from Chris Franklin. It's one of those things.
Tomorrow. No worries.
But, yeah, I'll try to reschedule them.
We are a morning show, and football guys only get a little bit of time to sleep. So if somebody sleeps, I can't beat up on them. I understand it. So
no, it happens. But I'll try to get Chris to come on tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, exciting week 1 in the NFL. I'm kind of all footballed out, to be honest, but there's one more game tonight. Then we get started on the Super Bowl rematch, which is going to generate a crap load of hype, but I think the Eagles are a better football team.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be just fine, even on the road. I think
we might beat the shit out of them, John. I don't know. I don't think that team is – I think you're right about the way you address the Chiefs in the offseason. We'll see. Johnny Mac, great show today, my friend. I will talk to you tomorrow on a Tuesday edition of Birds 365. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, everybody.